Finally, Group H of the 2022 World Cup that is going to be happening from November to December. Like past videos, I'm going to be talking about each country individually, use the facts, use the information, and then make my predictions after I talk about the countries. This is the final group, Group H. So let's meet the teams. The final group of the World Cup consists of Europe region representative Portugal, Africa region representative Ghana, South America region representative Uruguay, and Asia region representative South Korea. Another group where many say is a group of death, yet many are predicting Portugal and Uruguay as the favorites to pass to the group. Though there might be a surprise. Let's see. The Portugal squad is coming in hot. A prime team that was forced to go through a knockout round to get here, and many want this team to make it special for a certain football player. Portugal's squad started in Group A alongside Serbia, Republic of Ireland, Luxembourg, and Azerbaijan. Portugal acquired a double win over Azerbaijan and Luxembourg. They got a win and a tie against Republic of Ireland. Finally, they got a tie and a loss to Serbia. The loss was rough because it happened in Portugal, but nonetheless, Portugal did their part and was sent to the semi-final path C of the final round. They faced Turkey in a bout that showed a major dominance of Portugal over Turkey. They did receive a scare as Turkey got a penalty near the end, but they missed. Portugal won 3-1 and headed to the final match against whom many thought would be Italy, but a North Macedonia squad that fought until the end got the upset win to face Portugal in the final. There, Portugal dispatched North Macedonia with a 2-0 score and qualified to the 2022 World Cup. Portugal has become a top team to arrive to the World Cup. For them to miss out would have been unfortunate. And while Portugal maintains a strong presence, they have been stuck in a rut for a while. While they have gotten the wins over the lower teams, Portugal has been struggling to beat middle-class teams. Against the higher nations, Portugal hasn't beaten a top 10 UEFA team since November of 2020, when they defeated Croatia 3-2. The World Cup is a great tournament to turn things around, but if recent performances are an indication of what we will get from Portugal, the World Cup might end up being special, but not in the way that they want to. Fun fact about Portugal: from 1934 to 1998, Portugal only was present in 2 World Cups. They achieved the 3rd place finish in their first World Cup in 1966. So the question for Portugal: can Portugal perform the same feats they did to win the Euro in 2016, or will they once again be beaten out by stronger teams? Ghana returns to the World Cup after missing out the 2018 edition. They started their qualification process in the second round. They were in Group G with South Africa, Ethiopia, and Zimbabwe. They got the double win over Zimbabwe. They won and tied against Ethiopia, and they got a win and a loss against South Africa. The real battle was against South Africa, who ended up tying in points with Ghana. It came down to goals in favor that pushed Ghana to the 3rd round. Ghana scored 7, while South Africa only scored 6. In the 3rd round, they drew Nigeria. In most predictions, Nigeria was the favorite to qualify. They tied 0-0 in the first match, and they tied 1-1 in the second match. Ghana qualified to the World Cup because of the away goal rule that CAF currently has in place, which is a whole different conversation. And that is Ghana's road to the World Cup. Yes, they are the only team in this World Cup to have qualified in this manner by goals in favor and then by away goal rule, which doesn't paint them in a good light. In this group, it is believed that it will be tough to score against the other 3. They might pull a New Zealand and tie all 3 matches, but then you would be depending on the other matches. Ghana may want to get revenge against Uruguay, but if that is all they are going for, well, I guess it's something. Fun fact about Ghana: in 2010, Ghana became the 3rd African nation to reach the quarterfinals of the World Cup. However, out of the 3 African nations, Ghana was actually the closest to reaching the semifinals, as they had a last kick of the match event in the form of a penalty that, if converted, would have given the win to Ghana. Unfortunately, we all know what happened. So the question for Ghana: will Ghana's goals show on the pitch, or will the lack of goals trouble them? Uruguay makes their presence at the World Cup after a rocky qualifier start. Until the near end of the qualifiers for CONMEBOL, Uruguay was fighting against Ecuador, Peru, Chile, and Colombia for a direct qualification. Out of 9 home games, they won 5, tied 2, and lost 2. Out of 9 away games, they won 3, tied 2, and lost 4. At the end, they ended in 3rd place of the CONMEBOL qualifiers. Not much to say, but it was a rather good run. They still have an amazing attacking duo and is one of the best South American teams. However, with that being said, Uruguay's power doesn't seem to have increased since the last World Cup. The last 2 Copa America performances only ended at the quarterfinals. If they aspire for greatness, they will have to get past teams of the same caliber of Brazil or Argentina, whom Uruguay hasn't beaten since 2001 and 2013 respectively. Uruguay will have to change whatever is denying them that ability to put away those teams that are seen as stronger. Fun fact about Uruguay: the reason why Uruguay has 4 stars on their crest instead of 2 involved the 1924 and 1928 Olympics, where FIFA were in charge of the football event. Uruguay won those 2 tournaments, which is where the 2 extra stars come in play. Of course, there is more to the story, so if you're interested in that, a simple Google search will give you the answers. So the question for Uruguay: will Uruguay be able to perform a dominant performance, or will Uruguay come face to face with an upsetting performance? South Korea has arrived to the World Cup. They were in Group H alongside Lebanon, Turkmenistan, and Sri Lanka for their qualification run in 2nd stage of the AFC qualifiers. It originally had North Korea, but they withdrew from the qualifiers. South Korea did get a tie against North Korea before they withdrew. Meanwhile, South Korea got a double win over Turkmenistan and Sri Lanka, while they got a win and a draw against Lebanon. Then in the 3rd round, they, alongside Iran, basically whipped their group. South Korea was in Group A with Iran, UAE, Iraq, Syria, and Lebanon. Again, they got a double win over Lebanon and Syria. They got a win and a tie against Iran and Iraq. And they got a win and a surprise loss against UAE. Still, they ended in 2nd with an 11-point difference between them and 3rd place UAE, qualifying directly to the World Cup. Now, while they were able to demonstrate dominance in the 3rd round, South Korea have had trouble trying to wiggle past teams of equal strength. In the 2019 AFC Asian Cup, they were dealt an elimination by eventual winners Qatar in the quarterfinal stage, but beat them in a friendly afterwards. At the last World Cup, they lost to Mexico 2-1, but beat a weak Germany 2-0. It's these kinds of inconsistencies that make or break South Korea's success. I truly believe South Korea can be a strong competitor if they find a good rhythm. Otherwise, the other regions will continue to overshadow. Fun fact about South Korea: they were the first independent Asian team to qualify to a World Cup. They did it in 1954. So the question to South Korea: will they be able to construct a structure that will serve them to take them far? Or will they find a group stage exit for the 3rd World Cup in a row? Alright, talk is over. Let's get to the predictions. Oh, yes. These are just personal predictions. They have no real value. Don't take them too seriously. So, yeah. Uruguay versus South Korea. The last time these two faced was in the round of 16 in the 2010 World Cup. Uruguay won 2-1. This time, I am predicting a good tie, a 2-2. based off of both current teams' runs, these two teams are similar in many ways. Portugal versus Ghana. They faced in the group stage in the 2014 World Cup. Portugal won 2-1, and I think the history will repeat with Portugal getting a 2-0 win over Ghana. It won't be easy, but I think Portugal can get the job done. So after the first round, this is how I am predicting the group to look like. South Korea versus Ghana. The last time these two faced was in a friendly in 2014. Ghana won 4-0. This time I see South Korea slightly stronger, so I am going with a South Korea victory with a score of 2-1. Portugal versus Uruguay. These two last faced in the round of 16 of the 2018 World Cup. Uruguay won 2-1. This time, I think Portugal will return the favor with a 1-0 victory over Uruguay. So after the second round, this is how I am predicting the group to look like. Ghana versus Uruguay. Yes, this game. They last played in the 2010 World Cup where Uruguay beat Ghana in penalties in the quarterfinals. This time, I am pulling out a bold prediction and saying they are tying 1-1. Not the result both want at this stage, but the one that might happen. South Korea versus Portugal. They faced in the 2002 World Cup group stage where South Korea won 1-0. However, I think Portugal would get the needed win by a 2-1 score. Close and maybe a surprising might happen, but I'm going in this direction for now. So after the last round, this is how I am predicting the group to look like, with Portugal and South Korea being the two teams to pass from the group stage. My prediction for Group H, the final group of the World Cup, is done. Believe me or not, I actually surprised myself because I myself said Uruguay would pass alongside with Portugal without having done an in-depth look at it. And then after doing a thorough game by game, I kind of shocked myself. It is what it is for now. So for the last time, please remember that predictions are not facts, so don't take my words and predictions as what will happen. Ultimately, the players on the pitch will make the final decisions for all of us. This is the end of the video. Make sure you continue to watch your favorite sport. Be happy, be good, stay healthy, and God bless.